counter appeal from this court to that court, and sometimes it can really be confusing because when you hear some of the things that happen from the court. Yesterday, we learned that the Supreme Court has dismissed Governor Fubaras-Appeal challenging Amaewhule-led assembly. You know what has been happening in Rivers State, especially at the legislative arm. There is an arm being controlled by Okojumbo. There is another arm under the leadership of Martin Amaewhule. They said they defected, those that are loyal to the pro-Wike legislators. That's the way they are called. Martin Amaewhule, they left the PDP to the APC later. They said, oh, we have rescinded our action. In fact, we didn't even cross at all. We are still members of the PDP because basically they law stipulated anybody that cross from a party to another party without a condition given by the Constitution stands to lose that particular seat. So most of them have said, no, we didn't cross, even where there are videos, some of them holding the APC flag, singing to their new decision. A lot is happening, and the dismissal of the appeal by the Rivers State governor was hinged on the withdrawal of the suit by his counsel, Yusuf Ali. A five-man panel of the Supreme Court led by Justice Uwani Abaji dismissed that appeal filed by Governor Fubara challenging the leadership of the Rivers State House of Assembly led by Martin Amaewhule. Now, many Nigerians, many Riverians, the way they are called, are wondering, so what does that mean? Does that mean Martin Amaewhule is the official, Speaker of the State House of Assembly in Rivers State now? But then the learned Silk, Femi Falana, in the company of, some of his learned colleagues, spoke on the matter. Take a look.
As you are well aware, we filed an appeal against the judgment of the Court of Appeal in respect of the budget of the state. The budget has since expired. We are now talking of 2025 budget, but that appeal had to do with 2024 budget. Secondly, with respect to the defection, the legislators, it was after the judgment of the High Court, Joseph Motosho, and the Court of Appeal, that they defected. So the question of their defection is now pending before the Federal Court in Port Harcourt. So, and that is why we withdrew the appeal on the ground that it has been overtaken by events. All right? So it was our own, we withdrew the appeal, contrary to the misinformation that had been created in the minds of Nigerians. We withdrew the appeal, and that is the normal thing to have it dismissed because we have joint issues.
So having withdrawn it, does it not mean that Amaewhule remains the speaker?
No. He has defected. After the judgment of the lower court, he has defected. And that is being challenged now in the Federal High Court.
All right. That was Lenesil Femi Falana, SAN, in the company of his members of the council to the governor. Now, we have been joined this morning for some clarity by another a lawyer in the House, virtually, by the way, Chitam Theory Nwala. He's a lawyer, Pan-Africanist, and of course, an activist. Thank you for joining us again, Mr. Chitam.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
All right. I'm not sure if actually you had what your Leonard, senior colleague now said on this matter that, his position. Do you align?
Well, just a few moments ago, I did a rejoinder to the learned and revered senior advocate of Nigeria, Mr. Femi Falana. I joined that to him and bringing out some of the errors in this particular interview you just played, because there are about 2 errors I had spotted out. The learned senior advocate has stated clearly that the defection that happened in Rivers State happened after the judgment of Justice Omotosho, which is not correct. The defection happened on the 11th of December 2023. The Omotosho judgment was given on the 2nd of January 2024. So it is really not correct. And if you look at the Omotosho judgment, he made a reference to the resignation of Edison Eyiye, which actually occurred on the 29th of December 2023. So there is no way the legislative advocate would have come to say that that the whole thing had been overtaken by events on the grounds that they had defected after the judgment of the lower court. That is purely wrong. It is not correct, and I think that this should be corrected purely. That's on the one hand. Secondly, the legislative advocate also aired in his interview when he also stated clearly that. I'm trying to mix up that particular point now. Now, but there was a second statement issued by made by okay, good. When he stated clearly in his interview that the issue they went on appeal for was with respect to the 2024 budget, and they discovered that the 2024 budget has been overtaken by events, so there was no need of continuing with the appeal. Right. That is very wrong.
Yeah, that
is not correct. The issues that is before the court of, that was before the Court of Appeal, and now before the Supreme, or that was also before the Supreme Court, was not just the issue of the 2024 budget. And the issues on the Justice Omotosho's judgment, which they are appealing, it had other issues beyond the representation of the 2024 budget. That is why that argument is not correct. It's not correct. Because if you look at the prayers on the Justice Omotosho's judgment, I'm currently holding with me the Justice Omotosho's judgment. And I will tell you that Justice Omotosho granted about 11 prayers. 11 prayers. Granted at about 11 prayers and made about 6 other orders it made in the circumstance, and which was not properly captured by the learned senior advocate by stating that what they went to court against, remember they raised up the issue of jurisdiction at the Court of Appeal and still raised up that same issue of jurisdiction at the Supreme Court. Now, when they looked at the matter, you know, I had always argued here and said that the truth of the matter is that if we try to preempt the court, which is not what is right to do, that the Justice Omotosho was a whole judgment, and it was a bone in the throat of the neck of the current governor of Rivers State, and that there is no way, because one of the reasons is because they withdrew their defense, which was a wrong thing to have done at the time. And Justice Omotosho went ahead to grant the prayers of the plaintiffs in that particular matter, because there was no defense challenging those prayers, or the said defense had been withdrawn by the governor's legal team. The same thing they did now, because they know that the Supreme Court would have made pronouncements, would have made express pronouncement. What did they do? They came up, withdrew the matter, and was referring us back to a federal high court, a matter at the federal high court, bamboozled the media to create the confusion we're having now in the media space. But these things are clear. The Supreme Court went ahead to dismiss the matter. What is the implication of a dismissal? The implication of a dismissal is simple. That the matter you have brought before me, I don't see merit, even if you are saying you're withdrawing it. If you're withdrawing it, then the Court of Appeal decision stands. And what was the Court of Appeal decision? The Court of Appeal decision is that it upheld the judgment of Justice Omotosho. And what was the judgment of Justice Omotosho? That Martin Amaewhule, a speaker, amongst other things, that was part of that judgment in Justice Omotosho's judgment. So these things are really not difficult to understand. But I do not understand why the revered learned senior advocate is doing the line he's doing.
Barrister Cheta, one would say that, they said his counsel, Yusuf Ali, withdrew the petition because he's no more consistent. And according to his words, the words of Femi Falana, that event has overtaken that particular prayer. And so the judge had no choice than to just dismiss it. And this is where the confusion comes in. As it stands today, who is the Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly? By law?
By transpired yesterday. By what transpired yesterday? Martin Amaewhule is Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly as of today. By what transpired yesterday? Now, what transpired? You sent in an application to withdraw the matter. The court dismissed the matter on the strength of your application to withdraw the matter and order for a cost of 2 million naira against you. but for a cost of 2 million naira against you. So the implication of that dismissal and even your own withdrawal, the implication of your withdrawal is that the Court of Appeal decision becomes the final decision in this particular matter. And amongst other things, let me inform you that amongst other things in the Court of Appeal decision was that the Court of Appeal restrained the judgment restrained the National Assembly from taking over the activities of the River State House of Assembly. That is one. It also went ahead to instruct that all monies owed the Amaewhule-led assembly are based on salaries, remuneration, and whatever.
Okay. Oh, all right. We'll try and establish the connection again.
Went ahead to say.
All right. Okay. He's back. Please go ahead. Can you hear us?
Not by chance or by enemies, present any nomination, present any request.
All right, we'll try and reconnect with Barrister Chetam because it's very that's just to set off that confusion.
Right.
Some don't even know.
No.
And newspaper report has so many headlines. You don't know what to confirm. Oh, Fubara scamp has been defeated. Oh, Wiki's scamp is winning. It's Martin Amaewhule. He's Okojimbo. All right. Barrister Chetam, are you with us?
Yes.
Please land on your thoughts.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, my goodness. We'll try and reconnect again.
Yeah, technology.
We just want to know by law. And he has said the position of the Lenesiuk, Femi Falana on the matter, it's incorrect.
Incorrect,
and we now want to ask, are you sure he is the counsel or is one of the counsel representing Governor Fubara on this matter with Yusuf Ali and all of them? Are you saying with their ilk and stature they don't know the interpretation of the law, or is he, Mr. Chetam, the one adducing by inference, the meaning of that dismissal of that petition yesterday? Because one might say, some lawyers, it's always interesting when you hear and see lawyers argue on this matter,
right?
Especially when you are not an interested party.
At all, you're just watching.
All right, Barrister Chetam, can you hear us? All right, it's a lot this morning, for them to say, and some of them will tell you whatever the court has not said categorically. You can't, on behalf of the court, just interpret it. It has to be clear. And some of them will tell you there are inferences that you can draw from court orders. So where do we stand on this matter?
Really, it's a lot coming from the fact that this matter has been long overdue, sort of.
All right. Barrister Chetam, can you hear us right now? All right. I'm sure, possibly. Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, so it's...
Barrister Uzons, go ahead.
Oh, please. I'm not a barrister, please.
Yes.
Okay. It's a lot, judging from the fact that this matter or this particular case has been long overdue. Some persons would want finally say, oh, breath of relief, that it has actually come to an end, or in quote, an end to say. But the way it stands now with the whole judgment, I mean, going through the judgment and everything, it seemed like the Fubara's angle was really slammed hard. Like, it was something else, the judgment on him or on his part of the case. And I think from what Barrister Chetam said and from what I understood from San Falana is that Falana said they withdrew the case because it had been overtaken by events. But Barrister Chetam is saying that withdrawing the case gave the judge
there was
an express, an express to just close the case because there was no one coming to defend.
The case wasn't closed.
Not like closed,
The petition was through off. You know what?
It was dismissed.
This is not our forte.
At all. It is not our forte, but we really would have loved to hear more from him.
We'd like to go on this break and then the program will continue. Stay with us.
So the question of the